Hare Krishna. So this evening we will speak about purification.
Thank you.
Chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita, text 10. We'll begin with that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, text 10. Vittaraga Bhaya Krodha
Vittaraga Krodha
Manmaya Mamupashkita
Manamaya
Bahavo Jnanatapasa
Namo Yapatasya
Uttamad Bhavam Akata. So, word for word translation. Vita,
Vita,
freed from.
free from
Raga,
raga,
attachment.
attachments,
Bhaya,
but
fear.
fear,
Krodha,
krodha,
and anger.
and anger,
Matmaya,
Maya,
full in me.
full in me,
Mam,
Mama,
in me.
in me,
Upasritaha,
Upasritaha,
being fully situated.
being fully situated,
Bahava,
Bhava,
many.
many,
Jnana,
Jnana,
of knowledge.
of knowledge,
Tapasa,
Tapasa,
by penance.
by penance,
Buddha,
Tuha,
being purified.
being purified,
Madbhavam,
Madhava,
transcendental love for me.
transcendental love for me,
Agata,
Bhaga,
attained.
attains.
In this verse, Krishna says we must become purified from Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. Vita means pure. Yeah, get rid from, freed from. Raga, what is Raga? Attachment. Rag and Dvesh. What is Dvesh?
I don't know.
Aversion.
Aversion.
It's also attachment, it's negative attachment. But here it's a Raga, attachment. Bhaya, fear. Krodha, anger. So, if one is attached to someone, to something, one may be fearful of losing it, right? That, and when one loses it, one becomes angry. So it's all coming from attachment factor. So one must become free from that. Why is that so important? I should become free from it. Yes.
Otherwise you come obstacles.
Obstacles. Paripantina. Krishna says there are two paripantina, two obstacles of the path of self-realization. 434. What are these two paripantina?
No.
Raga, Dvesh. Raga and Dvesh, attachment and aversion. Same problem here. Attachment and this attachment and aversion, what does that indicate?
Bodily consciousness.
Right. You identify with the body. Is that intelligent to identify with the body?
Not very intelligent.
No, because we are not a body. That's the problem. Vitraga, Vayakulam, then says, Man maya mam upasrita. Ashrita. This shelter here. Ashrita. Man maya. Man means mind. That yeah. When the mind comes fully absorbed in or surrendered to Krishna. And how can you become fully absorbed of Krishna? What does Krishna explained in the previous 10 verses?
Detachment.
Hmm?
Detachment. Not identifying with your body.
In the previous verse, Krishna said, Janma karma samedigam yomi veti tatvada tyakvam punarshama naitamama eti soyanam.
One who knows the truth about my appearance in this world.
Yeah, appearance and activities and so on.
Yeah. I will not take this birth again in this material world.
Yeah, because when one hears about Krishna, as knowledge about Krishna, hears about Krishna, one becomes purified by that knowledge. Okay? Therefore, Krishna says, many persons in the past have become purified by knowledge of me. And when we become purified, what's the next step?
Devotional service.
Loving Krishna.
Loving Krishna.
Yes, because when we are purified, we get rid of the obstacles. Then we can think of Krishna and not of our problems in this world. What we think is so important, but it's all temporary, so fleeting. So, in the second part of the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the process of purification. It's a process. It doesn't happen immediately. It's a process. Adar shada tata sasangatya bachana kriya tato nartani vritasya tato nishta rojistata ata saktis tata bhavas tata premna bunanchati sadhakam am premna pradurbhave bhavem bhavet kamaha. Adar, in the beginning, Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Faith. In the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada writes, one should at least accept theoretically that Krishna is God. And then maybe, but theoretically. And then read Bhagavad Gita, and then one faith will go. Adar, Shraddha, Tata, Sadhu Sangha. What is Sadhu Sangha? That's this is what we are doing now, Sadhu Sangha. And what is the purpose of the Sadhu Sangha? Is to strengthen our bhajana kriya, our practice of devotional service. And this bhajana kriya should become nishtita. Bhajana kriya, study. And one is study, one gives up one's wrong mentality, one comes to anartha nivritti, purification of the heart. That's what we are discussing. By hearing about Krishna, we become purified. And then nishta. One is liberated. No raga and dvesha anymore. Gedaan, finish. That, and then it goes much quicker. Then ruchi, one becomes attached to hearing about Krishna. And then ashakti, one finds Krishna in the heart. Bhava, one starts to feel ecstasy. And prema, love for God. Yes, confirmed.
Travel.
Now, hearing about Krishna and his pastimes, a lot of Krishna's pastimes. I was thinking, I will speak about one pastime, Krishna, which, and hopefully that helps us to become purified. That I want to speak about the 10th canto, chapter 15. Sometimes nobody knows what is about chapter 15.
I can speculate because yesterday you mentioned you were going to speak about Dhenukāsura.
Okay. Yes, but this chapter 15 discusses two demons,
Okay.
Dhenukāsura and Pralambasura. And indeed, we will speak about Dhenukāsura. Does someone know what the Dhenukāsura, what the story is? What is it about?
What it is about?
Yeah.
Well, the power boys wanted to taste a certain fruit.
Yeah, bale fruits.
In the garden of
From the palm trees, the tala palm trees. On top of this tala that's very high, that there these fruits grow. And some fall on the ground, and the cowboys were thinking that we want Krishna and Balarāma to taste that. But what was the problem?
garden belonged to was taking care of the gods of Kamsa.
Yeah, that was Dhenukāsura was thinking, these are my fruits.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't want to give them to Krishna.
Okay.
They are mine. That's our disease. Yeah, we think this is mine. We don't give it to Krishna. Although everything comes from Krishna. But I have the story here from the Dhenukāsura, from the Garga Samhita. It's a little more detailed than in the Bhagavatam. You want to hear it?
Please. Yes.
So according to Garga Samhita, who wrote Garga Samhita?
Garga?
Garga Muni, yeah. Yeah, but Garga Muni also did name-giving ceremony of Krishna in secret in the Kalshat. Yeah. So Garga Muni wrote Garga Samhita. So when Krishna and the cowboy boys arrived in Talavan, wanting to have these bale fruits, they were smelling this from far away. Then Dhenukāsura, Garga Muni says, Dhenukāsura had a midday nap. He had a midday nap. And then all the coward boys came into the forest. What did Dhenukāsura do? Was thinking, these are my fruits, my forest. He attacked Balarāma and he hit him with his hind legs, rear legs. So he hit Balarāma. Then Balarāma threw him 8 miles away. when Balarāma hit Dhenukāsura fell unconscious. But then Dhenukāsura got up again and he started to hit the coward boys in a terrible four-horned form. So he changed his form, the four-horned, and he attacked the coward boys. But what did the coward boys do? That you don't find in the Bhagavatam. In the Garga Samhita says, Shridham hit him with a stick, and Subal punched him. Stoka Krishna whipped him with a rope. Vishal kicked him. Tayasi tried to strangle him. Devaprastha slapped him. And Verutapa hit him with a ball. That's called teamwork. That's teamwork. That teamwork. I remember when Krishna lifted Govardhan, many of the older cowboy boys, they came with sticks trying to give Krishna support, also teamwork. Of course, Krishna let the hill a little go for just a moment, and all the sticks crushed. So they realized, oh, it was really Krishna who did everything. But teamwork, that I would say about that teamwork, that mood of that mood of cooperation means everyone contributes for the ultimate success in Krishna consciousness. That's the mood of bhakti. That bhakti means cooperation with Krishna, voluntary cooperation. That's bhakti. And when we don't cooperate with Krishna, what's happening?
Yeah, bhakti.
Then, if we don't cooperate with Krishna, we are forced to cooperate with the law of karma. That's the difference. But when we voluntarily serve Krishna, desire to carry out the desire of Krishna, that's bhakti. Okay, all the cowboy boys helped, but then finally Krishna threw him into Govardhan Hill, and he was unconscious for 1 hour. 1 hour. But then, because he had taken this four-horned form, 4 horns, it changed again to his normal form, his ass form. Because Dhenukāsura represents an ass. Bhakti Sarmats used to say, what is an ass known for?
Stubbornness.
Stubbornness.
Not too smart.
Not too smart. Bhakti Sarmats said stupidity. because the ass is working for his master. In India, you can see that. I've seen that. You have an ass and a big, like a house of straw that and it's so big you don't see the ass anymore. But he's carrying. And he's carrying, why? Because his master gives him a little grass. But grass is everywhere. But he thinks, if I don't serve my master, I don't get the grass. That's stupidity. That
So say it's cooperation.
Hmm?
Yeah, you can say it's cooperation.
It's cooperation with the boss to get a little grass. But that's the motivation.
I don't know, the grass is growing everywhere. Here it does, but in India, no.
It depends what's the
There's
season.
no green lemons in India. At
Yeah.
least I didn't see them.
No, it depends what's the season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So the countryside, I'm sure.
When you go to Govardhan and it's Kartik, it's all green. It's so beautiful. Yeah. But yes, okay. He threw in Govardhan Hill. Krishna threw in Govardhan Hill. He was unconscious for 1 hour, and then he assumed this normal form of an ass, and he grabbed Krishna with his horns and flew into the sky 800,000 miles. 800,000.
Dhenukāsura flew in the sky, or Krishna threw in
Krishna.
Krishna threw in the sky.
No, Krishna.
Oh,
He flew in the sky.
Okay.
800,000 miles. Must have a lot of mile credits.
Frequent flyer.
Yeah. But Krishna threw him to the ground and knocked him unconscious. But then he got up again. But that's not finished here. Then Dhenukāsura uprooted Govardhan Hill and he threw the hill at Krishna. Must have been big to do that. And Krishna caught Govardhan Hill and threw the hill back. Dhenukā caught it and threw it back again, and so did Krishna. That was a whole match. Yeah. But then Dhenukāsura attacked Balarāma. Because before this pastime started, the cowherd boys said to Krishna and Balarāma that, yes, we want to eat these bale fruits, but you have this Dhenukāsura. And then they told Balarāma, look, Krishna had already killed a few demons, but we want you to show your strength and kill this demon. That they asked him that, and now Dhenukāsura is attacking Balarāma. And then what did Balarāma do? He killed him. He caught him by the front hoofs, and with one hand he whirled him and threw him on the top of the tall trees, and then there was a domino effect. What was that domino effect? Yeah, one tree fell on another, and then the other one, and the other one, and all the forest was finished. Domino effect. So that was already known in that time. So the Garga Samhita concludes. Then leaving his body, Dhenukāsura manifested a splendid dark form in yellow garments and decorated with a forest flower garland, a very beautiful demigod form. And then a chariot filled with 100,000 of the Lord's associates, decorated with 1,000 flags, with 1,000 wheels, with 10,000 horses, with 1,000 chamaras, studded with many jewels, 8 miles long, beautiful, traveling as fast as the mind, and decorated with many bells and tinkling ornaments, suddenly appeared. Yes. Okay. Then the demon between brackets, circumambulated Krishna and Balarāma, and then filling the directions with light, he ascended the chariot and went to Golok. That's in Garya Samhita. Amazing, no?
That's amazing.
Yeah. But that brings up the point. Who was this Dhenukāsura in his previous life? You know?
No.
No? Never. It's not directly in the Bhagavatam, but it's in the purports of our acharyas. They explain his previous life. But this is also in the Garya Samhita. Dhenukāsura was Sahasika in his previous life. Sahasika. He was one of the sons of Balarāma. Balarāma was the grandson of Balarāma. One of the sons of Balarāma was Virochan, and his son was Bali Maharaj. He was one of the sons of Bali Maharaj. Sasika. It's not the grandson, but the great-grandson. Prahlad Maharaj. But what did he do in his previous life? Anyway, once he was enjoying himself with 10,000 women on the Gandhamadana mountain. It so happened that Durvasa Muni was meditating in a nearby cave. What is Durvasa Muni known for?
Krodha.
Krodha. He's cursing everyone in great anger. The sound of musical instrument and ankle bells broke the sage's trance. Something good will come from that?
Probably not.
Well, the ultimate good is this pastime that we just did. And that's why he went to Golok. So the sage Durvasa had, he had performed austerities for a long time. And he had a long beard and was walking with wood sandals, holding a stick. So he was fuming with anger. And he compared Sasika to an animal and cursed him to take birth as an ass. So then Sasika came to his senses and he said, when Sasika repented for his action, so Durvasa Muni became appeased. That he will soften it, but I'm not sure if it's really softening. You hear, he says, the sage then comforted Sasika, informing him that he would become liberated after 400,000 years. That's 400,000 years in as. When Lord Balarāma would kill him in the forest of Talavan, he predicted that it will be Balarāma who will kill him. Why Balarāma? Why not Krishna?
What does Dhenukāsura represent?
That comes at the end.
That comes afterwards.
That comes afterwards. We are nearly there.
But then how can we know?
That
Why Balarāma? How can we know?
how can we know?
I don't know.
Because Durvasa Muni knew that Krishna had granted Prahlad Maharaj the boon that his descendants would would not be slain by him, that Krishna would not kill them. He knew that. And therefore he said Balarāma.
Okay.
That interesting. Hence, Krishna arranged for Lord Balarāma to kill the demon Dhenukāsura. So what does Dhenukāsura represent? Which anartha?
Patience. And unwillingness to surrender.
What is our Acharya who wrote about the significance of all the demons? Yeah, in Vrindavan, yeah, that's Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written that in a book which is called Chaitanya Shikshamrita. There you find that. But what does Dhenukāsura represent? And as is stupidity.
Okay.
Why is one stupid? Is a stupid person very intelligent? He lacks intelligence, right? So if one is not intelligent, one is ignorant. So Dhenukāsura represents ignorance, but in a certain way, we'll see. Don't know. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, yeah. It says that devotees must endeavour to cleanse themselves of the anartha. That's an important point. We must really want to get rid of it. That one must endeavour. Chant our rounds, so here every day, sadhana, we must endeavour. And then Balarāma will slay the anarthas, remove the anarthas. So yes, but which anartha is it really that Dhenukāsura represents? So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Dhenukāsura represents the sin of bad mentality, foolishness, lack of spiritual intuition, and superstition. The demon represents ignorance of one's spiritual identity. Hare Krishna. So, ignorance of one's spiritual identity. If one is ignorant of one's identity, spiritual identity, what does it indicate? That
He's the body.
well, that will be a result. That, but if we are ignorant of ourselves, we are also ignorant of Krishna. Because we are ignorant because we have forgotten Krishna. Because we have forgotten Krishna, we forget that we are a part and parcel of Krishna and a servant of Krishna. So that's ignorance of one's spiritual identity. And if one is ignorant of Krishna, what is one's relation with the holy name?
Offensive.
Then
Non-existence.
then you cannot understand what the holy name is, because the holy name is Krishna. So And Dhenukāsura also represents one's entanglements in avidya. What is avidya? Ignorance. It's avidya is here used as false knowledge. False knowledge. But, we find that many times in this world. At the universities, we think this person is learned. It's a great person, but he's learned in avidya, false knowledge. Because all the knowledge that he has is based on I'm the body. From a spiritual viewpoint, it's avidya. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, the aspiring devotee must remove these barriers to pure devotional service. Sudha Bhakti, pure devotional service, by means of their strong endeavour and by the mercy of Krishna. There are two things. We must want it, endeavour for it, and then if we please the spiritual master Krishna, we get the mercy of Krishna. So Dhenukāsura, he was thinking, this Talavan is mine, and these fruits, they are mine. So he did not want anyone else to taste these fruits. But ordinary, and as he cannot reach these high tala trees, because these fruits, they are ripening at the top. He could not get them. So he could not eat them, but he didn't also not want to everyone else to eat them. So he himself was unable to taste as they lay on the top of the palm trees. So many people, they are unable to understand the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Vaishnavism. They cannot understand. You see, Krishna says that also in the Bhagavad Gita. Something the soul is amazing. That should people who understand the soul, they are amazing. But many cannot understand the existence of the soul. Just that point they cannot understand. Professor Potovsky from Moscow could not understand it. He was a specialist in the Vedas. And he said to Prabhupada, after Swamiji, after death, everything is finished. But, 6 years ago, I was in the Lviv, and visiting Ukraine. And a devotee was driving me to the temple. And the devotee told me, I'm the grandson of Professor Potovsky from Moscow. Prabhupada's mercies. Incredible. But Professor Potovsky could not understand it. But maybe he took birth again as his grandson. Who knows? Yeah. So yes. So we should also not be mechanically addicted to the regulative principles, but strive have the inclination to attain this higher goal, this love. That should never forget our goal is to develop this love for Krishna. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, hence it is not possible for one to taste the real nectar of divine love unless the bad habits characterized by our materialistic arguments, sectarianism, staying attached to the regulative process, without attaching oneself to God, spiritual ignorance, etc., are then defeated. So that is Dhenukāsura. The sins can, however, be destroyed by following the spiritual master, because it's Balarāma who kills our ignorance. Balarāma is representative of the spiritual master. That Balarāma, the spiritual master gives us the sword of knowledge. But to use this knowledge, you need asyuta bala, the strength of Balarāma, to use it. And how to use it is the order of the spiritual master. When Prabhupada came to America, he said, I came with 2 weapons. What are the 2 weapons of Prabhupada? No.
Knowledge, mantra,
Mantra,
Vedanta,
knowledge. Something else? No.
The order of his spiritual master.
Yeah. Prabhupada said, I came with 2 things. The holy name and the order of my spiritual master. Order of the spiritual master. Yeah. That's, Yeah. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur concludes, he stresses that this must be accomplished by the determined efforts of the devotee, in addition to being aided, helped by the Lord's mercy. Yes. And this is Dhenukāsura, probably in a different way. You have heard it before. The Garga Samhita is interesting. That
in the Bhagavatam, is there mention of only one, this donkey, or are there more than one? Don't you know?
One
Dhenukāsura, or are there more than one Dhenukāsuras in this pastime? Or is there only one?
Krishna's pastime, there is only one, but the thing is that the great self-realized souls, and that's also described in the Nectar of Instruction. Prabhupada explains that when we chant holy name, then sometimes we think of Krishna, sometimes not. But when we continue chanting and give up the offenses, the time that we think of Krishna becomes longer, the time that we forget Krishna becomes shorter. And then there are 5 stages of Smarana Avastha, remembering Krishna. And then at a certain time, it becomes continue. When continue remembers Krishna. And that's the stage of liberation. And then Krishna is going to reveal himself. And the first thing that is Krishna's form. Krishna reveals his form in your heart. That reveals his form. And then you start to see Krishna's qualities, his beauty, his sweetness. And then you start to see that Krishna is in an environment, in a holy Dharma. Then you start to see the details. And then you see Krishna is not alone. You see Krishna's associates. And then you start to see Krishna's pastimes. So when one sees Krishna's pastimes in the heart, because his pastimes are eternally going on, that's called aprakrit lila, unmanifested lila. So this great self-realized souls, they can see Krishna's pastime in the heart. They factually see them.
Mm.
And therefore, Gargamuni must have seen them. And he sees all these details that it may be that there are some differences because the Aprakat Lila is in Golok. It's not the Bhuma Lila. So there may be some differences but it's an eternal Lila. So our acharyas many times gives comments. Some are analyzing the Sanskrit, but some are also presenting details which are not in the Sanskrit. Because they are perceiving the Lila directly. Aprakat Lila.
But this pastime is not going on in Goloka Vrindavan.
Dhenukāsura, no. That's right. There are no demons.
We had last week, Vedanta and myself, we were trying to understand, but we failed, at least I failed, to it should be when we speak of, as you just described, you actually get to see Krishna, you appreciate the details, you enter into the pastimes, you see the pastimes. Do we take distance, physical distance in consideration? Or it's basically here and now, we just don't have access to it. So that was, we were trying to understand that. Is there a physical distance one needs to traverse, or is it actually a matter of a revelation and the readiness of
Prabhupada says it is really a place. But the thing is that we are thinking in certain dimensions, breadth, height, width, and that. But the spiritual dimension is another dimension. Like what we see and what others see will not be the same. Arjuna got divine eyes. He saw the universal form. Nobody had seen it before. Special eyes. We are seeing with a certain bodily conception that, there are different dimensions that, like time also is different. But it is said when one goes enters the spiritual world, one is beyond time and space. And if we return to the spiritual world, it's like we never went away. Difficult to understand. Time has other dimensions. Also in this universe, you have these different dimensions of time. For Brahma, it's 100 years, it's like 100 years for us. in his experience. It's the same. That so if we really want to know that, we have to go there. It's inconceivable in our conditioned state.
You mentioned something like Achyuta Bala.
Yeah.
What would you explain what that means?
I think that's in the 6th canto. There's a verse that speaks about Balarāma, that we need Achyuta Bala, the power of Balarāma.
That's not the Achyuta, the name of Krishna, because there is a name Krishna Achyuta. Is that the same word?
That it means Achyuta means strength,
Okay.
spiritual strength. Achyuta means spiritual strength. Spiritual strength. We need spiritual strength to use the weapon of detachment. So the spiritual master gives us instructions, but then we need the strength to use to follow these instructions and bring them into practice. And therefore we need spiritual strength. That Achyuta Bala. That's something else.
Yeah, if nobody else has a question, I would like to ask something else. It's not immediately related to tonight's topic, but maybe somebody else wants to say or ask something which is more related to tonight.
The fruits the coward boys would take, was it to honor Balarāma and Krishna, or was it more we want to eat them? Because when they want to eat it, that's not normal. Then I agree with the Asur. He said, it's mine, don't touch it. If you go to the grocery and you say, oh, I want it, and you take it, he will say, oh no. So it was, I think, mainly to please Krishna and Balarāma, and not for themselves, otherwise.
Yeah,
it's
they wanted Krishna and Balarāma to taste the fruit.
Why didn't they ask it? Did they ask it to?
Dhenukāsura. It was this.
Yeah, he didn't snap, but okay.
It took a nap and it became immediately angry. So because they were in his forest.
His forest.
His forest. So that
you go to the bakery and there's nobody in the shop and you take something, then he would be there.
Wait. But if Krishna comes in,
yeah, something else. Everything is from Krishna. We know that. But
yeah. But that's
but then it is mentioned that when Balarāma killed Dhenukāsura, that because then all the friends, all the other asses started to attack them, and they killed them all, and it was a scene. It's described in the Bhagavatam. It is all these dead bodies were there, but all this due to this domino effect, it was all full with these palm trees and then these fruits, and it was a very artistic sight, very beautiful. That's in the Bhagavatam. Normally, the death of an ass is horrible to see, but this was beautiful because Krishna was there, very artistic to see. So it became a joyful event. That's Krishna. Whatever he does, it's always joyful, whether killing demons or whatever. Always ananda, always in bliss. also, and I will tell more about that tomorrow, because this weekend I speak about purification, for my own purification. Tomorrow I will also speak on purification, on another demon, Krishna's pastime, Kaliya. But interesting is that when Kaliya was in the coils of Krishna, it took a long time, and all these residents of Vrindavan, they fainted, or on the Yasoda, she was kept alive by the gopis. They were telling the silent pastimes of Krishna to keep her alive, and Nanda Maharaj wanted to enter the Yamuna, but Balarāma came and said to Nanda Maharaj, you don't know the unlimited power of my brother. He will take care of this serpent, and when he comes back and you commit suicide, who is going to take care of him? But then Krishna came out of the coils of Kaliya, and slowly started to dance on the hoods. He used them as a platform for dancing, very artistic. Not Bharatnatyam was dancing from one to, and all the demigods came, and they started to
shower flowers.
Yeah, no, they became with their drums and all the instruments, finas and so on, and suddenly there was a festival. It turned from seemingly a very horrible thing into a festival, and that's Krishna. He turns everything to a festival. That
He didn't kill Kaliya. He didn't kill Kaliya, I think.
Because his wives, Nagapatnis, didn't want, because they were devotees, and they were pleading to not to kill him.
How is that? Because Krishna wanted to kill him, and the devotees were agreeing with Krishna.
Yeah, but the Nagapatnis said, look, you could see how this face is becoming purified now, with your feet touching. Now he has become a devotee. Don't kill him, because we need him, because otherwise, if you kill him, we will be under the dominion of another serpent who will not be a devotee. So please don't kill him. And that was their plea, because they were devotees of Krishna. And they told before Kaliya, don't be envious of Krishna, but he had his wealth. What was his wealth? His riches.
Wealth.
Of Kaliya. What was he proud of? He was proud of his accumulated poison. He had the most poison. He was very proud of it. That was his attachment. Whatever we are proud of it. Yeah, something else? You want to ask something else?
If possible.
Yeah.
I just want to have your insight or your clarification on maybe a very obvious thing, but I'm just not seeing it sometimes. In deity worship, right? We are told, we may or may not realize, but we are told that the deity is not different from Krishna.
Yeah.
Right? So, or from Lord Chaitanya, or from Lord Nityananda, So when we read how the devotees deal with, in this case, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, say Lord Chaitanya, of course we don't worship. I was going to say that Lord Chaitanya in a sannyasi mode, but we don't worship Lord Chaitanya sannyasi mode, right? We never do.
At the Sadbuj we do.
We do.
Sadbuj with
Okay.
6 arms, two of Ram,
Uh-huh.
2 of Krishna,
Yes.
and 2 of Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, yeah.
The Sadbuj.
Mm.
There he's a sannyasi there. The Sadbuj, because he has his danda and his body. That's the only deity form where we worship him as Lord Chaitanya. But Gaunitai, no. That's,
Yeah, because I was thinking, then we mean that there would be quite a different approach to Lord Chaitanya if we actually serve him in his deity form. It would be quite a different approach than what we sometimes do. He's very merciful, so we kind of take it sometimes a little easier on his worship, which he would never accept as being in his sannyasi role, especially. Am I making myself clear, or?
well, the thing is that there's external form and the eternal mode of Lord Chaitanya. The eternal mode
Yeah.
is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. It's Radha and Krishna together.
Yeah, sure.
And we worship Krishna, Lord Chaitanya as such. Then Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nai Anga. But it's Radha and Krishna, but it's more merciful than Krishna because he represents the mercy of Radharani. Therefore, without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one can never, in Kali Yuga, one cannot worship Radha Krishna. You need the mercy of Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, while I was formulating the question, I saw where the flaws of the question were. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's kind of solved.
Yeah. Gaunitai is not in the sannyas mode, that's right. We're worshipping as the Supreme Personality of God. But this is very important to understand. If we want to approach Radha Krishna, we need first the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. No way around that. Therefore, pujaris, before they do the worship of Krishna, they worship Lord Chaitanya. First the spiritual master, then Lord Chaitanya. One sees the spiritual master sitting aside of Lord Chaitanya, then worship of Lord Chaitanya, and then Krishna. But the same is there with the chanting of the holy name. We chant the Panchatattva mantra, and then the holy name, because the holy name is Krishna. You cannot approach Krishna without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya in this sense. Not possible. It's most merciful. Good.
Any of you have anything to ask or say?
Good.
Now, if nobody else, including yourself, Maharaj, would like to say anything more, Radhananda will need about 15 minutes to prepare, finalize the prasada. So maybe then we can chant another 15 minutes, if you
That's
would
good.
be agreeable. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.